Hi everyone, this is Abhinav from Phone Bunch, and today we are doing the gaming review of the XOLO A510s. All games have been installed at the same time. Apps are movable to the SD card. You can see the model number A510s running Android 4.2.2. So let's start with the first game. It's Subway Surfers. We'll play some basic games as well as high-end games later on in the review. Here you can see that the color reproduction of the display is quite good, and the gameplay is quite smooth as well. However, the touch response is not that smooth. Sometimes it just fails to register touch, just like that. And this was visible several times during our gameplay. You can see here too, again it happened, same again. So touch response is actually not good on the display. Now we are playing Dead Trigger 2. It's definitely a higher end game, more than Subway Surfers. It requires a bit more graphical prowess. You can see here the environment looks nice, everything is crafted quite well, and there is no discernible lag anywhere. The gameplay is quite smooth. Now we are playing Riptide GP2, and you can see here that the frame rate is quite low. You can see the lag, although there are no dropped frames, but the gameplay is really laggy. The display has good viewing angles, which you can see. The color reproduction is again excellent. But as we said, the touch response is a bit wild, and the gameplay here is really laggy. Not what we expected at all. Next up, we move to another basic game. It's Temple Run 2. Here you can see that there are no issues with frame rate again. The gameplay is quite smooth. The touch response is alright here till now, but you saw right there, it missed on another touch. So this happens time and again, especially if you need to touch the screen in a few successions. Gameplay is smooth here. Now we are playing Frontline Commando D-Day. The game has been rendered quite well. At present I don't see any lag. You can see the smoke and fire in the background as well. You can see the bullet casings, smoke, everything. Now, there is a hint of lag when the soldier moves. And you can see again here, the phone doesn't want to recognize touch at all. Now this doesn't seem to be like a one-off issue with this handset, as generally it works fine when you are using apps. But in games, since you require to tap more urgently and in a matter of successions, the display doesn't perform well there. Now we are playing FIFA 14, and that's the first goal. Here too there is a little bit of lag, a little hint of lag if I must say. which makes us believe that 1 GB of RAM doesn't fit well with this chipset. MT6572 is better off with 512 MB of RAM. We have seen the same issue on the Canvas Elanza, Micromax Canvas Juice A77 as well. All these phones have 1 GB of RAM and the same chipset, and none of them perform as well as the phones which have just 512 MB of RAM and the same chipset, like the Carbon A12 Plus, as well as the XOLO A510s and the likes. Have a look at the gameplay. Though the frame rate is a bit inconsistent, at present I don't see any lag, and you can see all the elements, all the different players in motion at the same time. But definitely the frame rate could have been a little better, but the game is still quite playable. That's another goal. Now we move on to some heavy hitters. First off is Real Racing 3, and from the start you can see the lag here. The frame rate is rather low. The gameplay has become a bit laggy, as you can see. The accelerometer performs quite well, but the frame rate has decreased somewhat, which makes the game seem really odd to play. And this would truly be unacceptable if you are playing a first-person shooter game. These are the same issues that we have faced on other phones with the same chipset and 1 GB of RAM, so it's not surprising, but it's something strange that we have come across. Here you can see that there is no detail left. You can see the shadows, you can see reflections, dust and everything. But again, the frame rate should have been higher. Now we are playing Nova 3, first person shooter again. Here too there is discernible lag, which you can see while we are moving through. Again, the touch response is not that great. The touch response as well as the performance of the phone is a bit laggy. And first person shooters quite literally cannot be played well on this phone. You can see the delay in touch response. It takes ages to move through the screen. There is quite a bit of lag in this game, although we haven't seen any frame drops till now. The frame rate is consistent, but it's consistently low, and that's not a good thing. Next up we play GTA Vice City. Now this game is running surprisingly well. There is no lag at all at present. GTA is again a high-end game. Here too you can see the environment. It's represented quite well. You can see the sparks and smoke.
Sir, you must stop now.
Let's get out of here quickly. And you can see the issues with touch response here as well. It's a bit haphazard. Next up we are playing Modern Combat 4. Here too you can see there is a little bit of lag. Inconsistent frame rates definitely. Low frame rates as well. But we haven't seen any frame drops till now. The game is quite playable. If you can live with the lag, that is. The environment and everything looks quite good. If you can see in the backdrop as well. In the middle, everything is quite dark. The display looked really good. It has good color reproduction, good viewing angles. It's an IPS panel. But the touch response is not up to the mark. And for some reason, nor is the performance. The gameplay can't be called smooth at all. It's definitely laggy. Next up, we are playing Asphalt 8. We are playing this in medium settings, and this game runs brilliantly well on the XOLO A510s. Since we are playing this in medium settings, the phone should have lagged since it was lagging in every other game that we have tried on it. But here, there is no lag. The gameplay is as smooth as can be, and you can see the different elements. Apart from motion blur, everything else is quite visible. The gameplay is actually quite smooth. And that's rather strange, since all the other games that we have tried seem to lag on this phone. And Asphalt 8 being one of the higher end games which requires true graphical prowess is playing quite well. It's rather strange. Nevertheless, it seems that it has been optimized since the first time it was out, when it lagged on every major platform. Here there is no lag, the gameplay is really smooth, but that's just Asphalt 8. All the rest of the games that we have played don't seem to work well at all. There is definite lag in all of the games that we tried, and the touch response is not good at all. The display performed well, but that's no consolation. We'll be back with more on the XOLO A510s. It's definitely not a gaming smartphone. Till then, you can watch its unboxing, benchmarks, as well as Asphalt 8 on the Nokia X. If you have any questions, don't forget to ask in the comment section. Do subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.